Pilot Devin Miller circles the Mississippi airport before reaching a mechanic.
If he's a flight, he may have to come in for a landing and you turn the engine off.
So, that's what Devin did.
You guys have crash vehicles there on site, you can scramble. We do.
But luckily, they didn't need it. And Devin comes in for a safe landing, much to his wife's relief. This hiker in Hawaii caught her own drama on camera. Suffering 10 broken ribs.
You know what? What are you waiting?
That's when the fake robber... Over to Erie County, New York, where what appears to be a robbery...
You, back right there.
Turned...
Hi, Solomon.
out to be a marriage proposal.
Yeah, you will? Let me see a ring. Yeah, we're not married. You know what? What are you waiting?
That's when the fake robber hands Ray Giuliano a ring, and he gets down.
Oh, hi, Solomon. Yeah. Did you get the V-Bucks?
On one knee. Ray says everyone was in on the gag and that they closed down the store so no one else could walk in and think a real robbery was going down.
We notified the police that this was going on. We had a prop gun, it wasn't a real gun, so I mean we tried to do it as safe as possible.
And how many times have you apologized?
7,293, I believe it is.
And finally, this heartstopper. A tiny Pomeranian doesn't make it onto the elevator in time with their owner. The leash is still on, and the pup could have been strangled. But thanks to the woman's quick-thinking neighbor, the dog was
Solomon?
set free.
The whole time this
Hello?
was happening, the girl was inside screaming. As soon as those doors shut, she was screaming, and I could hear it the whole time. It was actually really scary. I mean, it was scary for me.
You there, Solomon? Andrew? Oh my god, sorry. Right, oh, you just left my stream. Okay.
We started using Google Ads to get the message out there that we were offering grooming. One of the really great things about Google Ads is she thought she was someone because she worked for a rich family. Man, life can be so unfair. I'm Avril, by the way, and I clean toilets the bay I work in. I tried to hide, but she saw me and gave me the biggest smirk I've ever seen. I wanted to curl up and die. She even flicked her hair as she walked out. And then she started coming every day. At around 9:30, she'd march in with the 2 kids she looked after and order a whole bunch of stuff. And then, in a loud, fake voice, she'd say stuff like, "Oh, you little darlings, are you excited for Paris this weekend? I certainly am." So I did the next best thing. I spat in her coffee. And then I came up with a plan. I started watching her closely every time she came in and got to learn her little routine. Every morning after her coffee, she'd go to the bathroom. It was always exactly at 10 a.m. And then I remembered she's diabetic and had to take her insulin. One morning at 9:50, after she'd ordered her coffee, I ran to the bathroom and started waxing and polishing the floor. I made sure it was super slippery, and then I quickly came out to watch. To my absolute horror, the little boy stood up and said he needed the toilet and asked Marissa to take him. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. They started walking towards the bathroom, and I went into full-blown panic mode. And then, thankfully, Marissa's phone started ringing, and she ran to get it, and the little boy shouted that he'd go into the boys' bathroom instead on his own. I was so relieved. I actually let out a proper sigh. I watched as the clock ticked towards 10, and then, like clockwork, Marissa got her insulin out her bag and went to the bathroom. Jackpot. Straight away, there was a huge crashing sound, and I almost jumped for joy. Hopefully, she'd have broken her legs, and then she couldn't work, right? I never wanted to see her smug face in this cafe again. But she didn't break her legs. It was much worse than that. I ran in there, and she was lying flat on her back, completely unconscious. Oh, God. What if I'd killed her? The kids started screaming and asked me to call their mom, and then the boy gave me his phone. My gosh, the kids even had their own phones? I called her and asked her to come quick, and then I called an ambulance. There was no one else in the cafe. Even my manager was out running errands, so I quickly ran to Marissa's bag and dropped something inside. When the mom arrived, I couldn't believe it. She looked like a supermodel. She thanked me for calling her and asked if she could call Marissa's. We're okay. Hey, I offered me the job. We hung out by their pool all day, and I taught them some basic swimming skills, and their mom was so impressed when she found out. Then I felt like I'd won the lottery. When we got back to document them, I'd applied for my passport as soon as I started working for them, because I'd been waiting for this magical moment. So I decided to create a fake social media account. I had to document this. I was going to Paris, for goodness sake. After that, I made sure to wear lots of perfume. By the end of the trip, I had like 1,000 followers on social media. I always filtered out the kids, as I didn't want the family finding out I was pretending to be a rich girl. And then, I felt like I'd won the lottery. When we got back from the trip, the mom asked me if I'd like to move in with them. I honestly almost hugged her. I asked if her husband would be okay with that, and she said, "Oh, he's always working, so he won't even notice." True, I thought. I'd never even met him. Anyway, when I moved in, I brought 3 suitcases. 2 were filled with old newspapers and stuff I'd found on the street. I didn't want them thinking I only had 1 suitcase of stuff. And my room was amazing. I had a view of the whole city and my own balcony. That first night, I lay there pinching myself. How was this all real? The next day, I noticed my followers had almost tripled, and I had a message from a guy asking me if I was single. My heart started thumping, and I did something crazy. I told him I was going to have a house party that night, and did he want to come and bring some friends? The mom and kids were going to visit their grandma, and she'd asked me to house sit. Of course, I had 100 people there, and I even wore some of the
who's
mom's
on my
clothes
stream?
so that I could
Say
look all
hi,
fancy.
please, in the comments.
The guy who asked if I was single came, and he was so hot. At around midnight, I asked everyone to leave in case the cops came, and everyone actually listened to me. No one...
Who's in my stream? Okay. I don't... Someone just disliked my stream. Yeah?